Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2011 Student Awards. Please welcome your host, Mr. Malcolm Hunt.
Hello and welcome to the 2011 Student Awards. My name's Malcolm Hunt and I'll be your host for this evening. I have to start tonight with a slight warning. Was anyone at Student Awards last year? Okay, just a smattering of you. Last year I had 2 minutes on stage. I had one award to present. I walked up here and the spotlight cut my head off, so I looked like the headless man. I then went on, and instead of thanking the nominees for the Outstanding Contribution to Wellbeing Award, I thanked myself for all of their work that year. So that was my 2 minutes on stage. I'm back this year, and tonight I'll be hosting the awards. Well, let's see what chaos unfolds this evening. I'm going to start with something that we normally end the night with. I'm going to start with a couple of thanks. Any of you that have been to Waite's house before, you will know this is a reasonable room, but it's a bit dull. Tonight, it looks pretty incredible, don't you think? That's all down to our union staff team and our stage crew team, who have put this all together in just a few hours. So, thank you very much to them. I also have to say a big thanks to MADTV, who are our student TV channel. They are covering tonight's awards, hence you can see the cameras there. So this is going out live on the internet. So if any of your mums and dads want to watch at home, I think my mum and dad are actually both watching from home, so hi to them. But a big thank you to MADTV, please. Okay, now, at this point in the night, the host usually goes through all of the successes of the Students' Union over the last year. And it's normally quite dull, and it's kind of election turnout and finances and statistics and stuff like that. So I thought this year I'd cut it down a bit for you, and I'd just pick out our biggest success of the year and tell you about that. So I sat back and I started thinking, well, what is our biggest success of this year? And I was struggling to pinpoint just one thing. And I got a bit of inspiration from a guy I met when I was having a drink the other night. I was sitting there with my friends, just sipping my drink, and this guy came and walked past, and you know, we kind of made eye contact, and he gave me one of those looks of, I recognise you. And I gave him a look back of, no more. Anyway, he came over and he introduced himself, and he said, you're Malcolm Hunt, you're president of the Students' Union, aren't you? I said, yes, I am. And he said, I want to thank you, you've done such a great job this year, it's brilliant. And it's always nice to get a bit of constructive feedback, so I felt quite good. And I said, well, what's really done it for you? What do you think's our biggest success of this year? He says, well, I've heard something's happening soon, and it's amazing. I'm really happy about it. So what is it? And he said, something, I'm really excited. And I thought, what is this? And my mind started racing, and I started thinking, well, we've got over 100 sports clubs and societies. Amazingly, 12 of our sports clubs out of 38 are all going to win a league this year. Amazing. We've just completed our new strategy, which tells everyone all of the things we plan to do for students in the next 5 years. We've got more academic reps than we ever had before, and they're making more impact than ever before. We've even invested £100,000 in a new communication system to completely revolutionise the way the Student Union communicates with students. So I thought, what of these things is it that's really done it for this guy? And I said, so what is it? And he stopped for a moment, and a big expectant grin came over his face, and his eyes lit up. And he said, you've been amazing this year. You've got the burger buns changed in channies. So there you go. It's official. Our biggest success of this year is that we've changed the burger buns in channies. Before we start with the most important things tonight, which are the awards, I have a few announcements to make. The fire exits are to my right again. They're pretty much all over the place. You'll know when to use the fire exits because you'll see a giant fire, or like a buzzing noise. If you do see that, please make a brisk, orderly exit, don't shove each other, and meet on the hill outside in a safe place. Next, unfortunately this year, we decided on the winners of the awards quite late, so the trophies haven't actually been engraved yet. So if you come up here, pick up your trophy. If you give it back to us at the end, we will go away and engrave it for you. please come up to the stage from this side, and then after you've been given your award, pause for a photo. If you've won one of the big shields, you're a lucky person. You'll feel less lucky because you'll walk off stage and someone will immediately grab it off you. They're not some sort of petty criminal that's just burst in. It's probably one of our staff, and that does have to come back to us, but you will get a small memento of winning that prize. Halfway through tonight, we're going to have a refreshments break. There's some food just up there. You'll realise some of you are nominated in the first half of tonight, some of you are nominated in the second half. If you're nominated in the first half, please stay for the second half. The people nominated in the second half are here to support and celebrate with you if you win, or even if you don't win. Please stay to the second half so you can support them as well. If you do decide that you really want to leave, our customer service team, headed up by Ben McCauley there, will have a brief conversation with you to ask you why you really want to leave. Most people decide to stay after that. Okay, now let's get down to the important business of tonight, of giving out some awards. I'd like to invite our first presenter to the stage. He's this year's Vice President for Sports. He's also next year's Vice President for Sports. Some say that despite claiming to be in his early 20s, he in fact represented Nicaragua at the 1972 Olympics. Others claim that his incessant energy and his hair products alone contribute to 60% of global warming. All we know is he's strong.
Cool. Hi everyone. I was gonna say welcome to Colours Ball 2011, but that was 2 weeks ago. So I've come up to talk about the award winners of that night. So thanks again for Malcolm. Parts of his alleged accusations were true, but this year for Surrey and sport at Surrey, it's been an incredible year. As Malcolm said, there have been 12 league winners, but not only that, there have been many individual achievements and cup winners as well. Next year, obviously, as he said, I'll be around, and luckily it's the 2012, and that marks a great era for the UK, as well as the Surrey Sports Park. Obviously, the Olympics are coming, and the Surrey Sports Park have 3 international teams coming to train. And they are from Singapore, Antigua and Nigeria. So, this year we started with Active Freshers Fair, and that was a sort of new concept for sport at Surrey. 30 sports clubs sort of participated, and there was kind of like a Freshers Fair, but you actively try the sport. So that gave a chance for students and new students to try the sports they wanted, and then see which one they wanted to actually join. So after that, way after that, there was the Varsity Games, which was held in March against Kingston. That started up 1 year ago, and we actually drew. We should have won, but they cheated. I won't go into it, but all the sports teams know why. So with that fury, we all sort of psyched up and said, we're going to batter them this year. So we went out, we played, and we smashed them. So it was really good. And again, MADTV had the coverage, hopefully people saw it, and the interview they had with me, which I was just like, yeah. On top of that, with Bucks, we have climbed the highest position ever for the university. We climbed over 20 positions this year, becoming 54th, which you might say it sounds a bit rubbish, but actually that's out of 144 institutions across the country. And obviously Loughborough will always be the winners because they're Loughborough. On top of that, I hosted Colours Ball. That was really good. And again, I would like to thank Stage Crew for all of their work, for setting up Colours Ball. It was literally an empty hall, and they transformed it. And, you can see this when MADTV released their sort of little episode about varsity, and I'd like to thank them again for sort of taking their time out to cover it, as well as give me a lift to Colours Ball. Thanks, Frankie. She also got me a bit of lunch as well while I was preparing, so I actually owe you money for that. Okay, so now I'm going to announce the award winners of that night. First, I'll go up with the club award winners. Is the slide going to change? The Caroline Newman Trophy. It was awarded to the most successful club of the year. That's to do with bucks, to do with non-bucks competitions, and everything that covers a broad range of aspects. The winner of those awards were the fencing club. They received over 60%, 60 points, bucks points, and so were really, they fenced around regionally as well as locally and won a lot of medals there. Next up, we had the Warden of Colours Trophy, which was awarded to the best administered club. That went to the cricket club. So the new committee came in, they went out of debt, and overall they worked as a team, a committee team. A lot of clubs sort of run with a one-man or one-woman army committee. Next up was the University of Surrey Trophy, awarded to the most improved club. That went to netball. They got a league win. They entered, they had a new third team and they increased a lot of their participation. Next up was the Students' Union Cup. That was awarded to the most successful non-bucks competition team, and that went to Men's Football Club. And so they had high successes in their Saturday league. And in fact, if I got it right, they're about 3 leagues away from the conference. Next award, in your booklet, if you have a look, there is a little typo, and it's not actually the Men's Football Club. The Steve the Stag Award, which is a new award this year, is given to the club with sort of the most charitable club. That's to do with charity in raising funds, as well as their sort of commitment, effort and time in sort of charitable causes. That went to actually the boat club, who raised money for the Parkinson Trust, rowing a million meters. That's still a lot. Next up was the Investors in Club Award, awarded to the club with the most effective and sustainable own funds and finances. That went to Snow Sports with their new committee this year, going way out of debt, and learning from their experiences, they have created a handover booklet for the new committee, so they don't sort of screw up like the year before. Next up, we have the individual awards. So these are student awards, and these are individual students. First up, we have the best committee member. Obviously, as the name suggests, awarded to the best committee member. And that was sort of judged on commitment over and beyond the call of duty. This went to Hannah Birtwistle Gordon, if you're watching, sorry about that. She was currently on placement and has still been able to be the president of the trampoline club. Next up, we have the SE Trophy. The SE Trophy is a new award this year, and actually is a revived criteria of an award quite a few years ago. SE stands for Sports Executive, and we decided to sort of revive this award because there wasn't an award over 3 years, everything was over 1 year. The SE Trophy is awarded to the club member who has shown the greatest commitment to the club, or a club, over 3 years. That went to Dave Halls of the Ultimate Frisbee Club. He's been vice president and president of the club over the past 4 years, and he is actually chairman of the local Guildford Ultimate Club. And his sort of work has sort of raised awareness not only of both clubs, but of Ultimate Frisbee across the nation, and he's highly respected across the region with the Ultimate crowd. Next up is the Ede and Ravenscroft Award, and that is an £1,000 award for excellence in both sport and academia. So you have to have brains as well as be good at sports. This year's winner hasn't been sort of nominated yet, because we need to wait for your academic results. But I can announce last year's winner, who didn't have a chance at Colours Ball then to sort of be praised for his efforts. And he was now a second year, and back then was a first year, Paul Yates. He's been representing Great Britain in sort of kayaking. The Sally Eady Trophy is awarded to the most outstanding contribution to coaching. In the past, these have been awarded to both students as well as coaches, but this year we have a candidate who is both. Vinicio Gonzalez Perez is a postgraduate student, but not only that, he volunteered, as you guys have, to coach the volleyball club, and he led them to great success in both cup and league wins. We also have the Mayor's Trophy, awarded to Outstanding Community Commitment. This award went to Stacey Warren for all her work in sort of with local schools in promoting netball and teaching netball. The Sue Duke Plate was awarded to the greatest contribution to the participation and organisation of not only one sport, but multiple sports. And both candidates were both on the sports exec, but there could only be one winner. And that was Charlie Eastaugh. Personally, I felt he was the best candidate. He helped out, looking at all the clubs' own funds and sort of meeting up with all the clubs and setting them targets, emailing them regularly, checking their own funds, and most of them have climbed out of debt as a result. So he was well deserved there. And also Jim Salmon, who was the other candidate, he kind of wrote in his, he emailed me saying, yeah, I think he deserves it. Next up we have the Leggett Trophy. But before that, the Leggett Trophy is awarded to the most outstanding sports person of the year, but we have the Gold Awards, which is awarded to outstanding individual sporting achievements. Those went to Paul Yates, who, as you know, was the Eden Ravenscroft winner, Titus Trussell, who went to the Dutch Nationals, and Elizabeth Ing, who also represents Great Britain. And obviously, the Leggett Trophy is the one with the most outstanding sporting achievement this year. And this went to Elizabeth Ing, who fenced in the Birmingham competition, and she got gold. And she also went with the Great Britain team to win bronze. And she has had loads of other achievements with the club, including winning, coming third in the National Bucks fencing competition for women. So can we give a round of applause to all of the sports winners, and as well as all those who were nominated. I'll give you back to Malcolm.
Thank you very much, Trung. Have you noticed how the microphones suddenly look a lot more in proportion? Genuinely, every year I've turned up to something like this and had to speak, I look like a giant because they're all the way down here. But now it's my turn. Okay, we're going to be moving on to the volunteering awards next. It's been an amazing year for volunteering this year. We have almost 2,000 volunteers at Surrey now. It's quite incredible. The volunteering society is going from strength to strength, and last year the Sport Relief Mile alone, which was completely project managed by Surrey volunteers, was the biggest local mile in the country, and it raised £43,000. So I think just a round of applause just for that. Of course, to be a volunteer, you don't have to raise a Sport Relief Mile, or run the Sport Relief Mile. Every club and society committee member is a volunteer, every academic rep is a volunteer, and we also have lots of individual volunteers as well. So with that in mind, I'd like to hand over to Hannah Knapp and Emma Beauclair, who are going to present tonight's volunteering awards.
So typical for Emma, for everyone who knows her. Volunteering England is a national organisation which recognises the contribution volunteers can make to society. Gold Awards are given to student volunteers who stand out in their dedication to their roles. In particular, these awards recognise leadership in volunteering and the ability to inspire others to take part in volunteering activities.
As Malcolm has already said, this year has been another great year for volunteering, which has led to a great number of nominations for these awards. This made shortlisting a really difficult process. Unfortunately, we only have 7 awards to give out this evening, and we really do wish that we could give each and every one of you an award because you have been amazing. So, just a few words about our nominees, our shortlisted nominees. Francis Boswell, better known as Frankie, has volunteered in both primary and secondary schools this year, as well as being involved in the union's MADTV society, showing a tireless commitment to the student media, as well as buying lunch for Trung. She has also readily given up her time to train the new cohort of academic reps.
Mark Grimmett continued his commitment to volunteering during his placement year in London and was selected to take part in the London 2012 organising committee, selecting volunteers, games makers and giving up hours of his time for this project.
Sarah Holling is a nursing student at Surrey who has made a lifelong commitment to volunteering and has been involved in projects from scouting to community first response.
Jessica Holmwood shows a wonderful enthusiasm for volunteering. This year she's organised community volunteering projects, including a community quiz in the local area for residents and a team building day at a school's transitional summer school.
Richard Menezes has been an outstanding participant in the university's mentoring scheme this year, showing exceptional leadership skills throughout the mentoring relationship. He has inspired and supported his mentee to increase his educational aspirations and attainment.
Rebecca Robinson has been a credit to the union in her volunteering role as the community officer. She has wholeheartedly embraced this sometimes challenging role and has made a real difference to the local Guildford residents.
Matilda Rizzo volunteers with several schemes, including working with young people who have learning difficulties and girl guiding. Matilda is also now leading her own projects, which included running an arts and crafts activities afternoon in a local nursing home only yesterday.
Stuart Squires has volunteered at a local secondary school as a reading mentor. He has helped to inspire positive reading culture at the school. Feedback from the school states that he has a real impact on the student he has mentored. Stuart is also a senior cyber mentor for Beat Bullying and has been a RAG rep during this academic year.
Kirsty Stubbs has continued her commitment to volunteering this year. She has balanced her year on placement with her continued involvement on the RAG committee, Rainbows, and has given up her time for several community projects.
Sophia Thorne has taken part in the university's tutoring and mentoring scheme. She is a fantastic role model for young people, for the scheme itself, and forging links between the university and local schools.
Congratulations to all of our shortlisted nominees. You have all done a brilliant job this year and are a real credit to volunteering. Our 7 Gold Award winners are Frankie Boswell, Sarah Holling, Jess Homewood, Matilda Rizzo, Becky Robinson, Stuart Squires and Kirsty Stubbs. I would now like to invite our award winners to the stage. Taking the photo might take a while. Oh, yeah.
Stuart, move away from the mic. Okay. Sorry, I'm just taking over here. Don't worry about this. Okay, the John Hober Award for the Student Volunteer of the Year. This award recognises one outstanding individual for the time and effort they have dedicated towards volunteering on a local and or national level. All of this year's nominees have provided so much of their free time for good causes, helping others in their communities and further afield. They should all be congratulated on their nomination for this prestigious award. Our shortlisted nominees are Mark Grimmett. Over the past year, whilst on placement in Canary Wharf, Mark has continued to do as much volunteering as he can, volunteering for V Inspired and for the London 2012 Olympic Committee. In October 2010, Mark received his V50 award recognising 50 hours of volunteering, including the London Marathon for Oxfam, guiding young people on the Duke of Edinburgh scheme and working on the Rotary Club's Handicamp. Mark was later accepted to be on the regional judging panel for the V Inspired National Awards, reading and scoring over 70 nominations. He then attended 2 selection days at V's headquarters in London, where he presented his top 5 nominations and was instrumental in the shortlisting process. In December, Mark was asked to attend the national selection panels where decisions were made on the top 3 of each award. Mark's invitation onto the panel shows his committed and enthusiastic attitude towards the achievement of others. This culminated in Mark attending the awards ceremony itself at the Indigo O2. In January 2011, Mark successfully applied to become a volunteer for the London 2012 Olympic Committee by becoming a selection event trailblazer. His duties involve interviewing potential games makers, and he has also volunteered incredibly seriously this year, and it's exciting to see such a Surrey student involved on a national level to this extent. Sarah Holling. Sarah has shown a lifelong commitment to volunteering in both the UK and Russia and demonstrates excellent leadership skills as well as personal courage. Sarah has volunteered as a district scout leader, working with a colleague to rebuild a failing scout troop to a membership to nearly 25 children. As her interest in first aiding grew, she then volunteered with St John Ambulance. For the last 2.5 years, she has set up and run a team of community first responders in her village, combining this with studying to become an adult nurse at Surrey. Sarah's role in running the team encompasses recruitment, training, budgeting and finance, supplies, marketing, PR and fundraising. Sarah's team has been described as a role model for other community responder groups in terms of standards, drive and productivity. Rebecca Robinson, aka Becky. Becky is the Student Union's elected community officer, a voluntary role which makes her responsible for promoting and improving community relations between the university and Guildford's residents. She has taken this role to new levels, organising events, attending meetings, giving presentations and hosting focus groups. Her enthusiasm has been a shining example to others. Becky has spent this year on her placement, but despite this and the time this has involved, she returns to the university regular in order to fulfil her community role. She is well known as a good, trustworthy listener. Becky's volunteer role doesn't end with the executive, however. She has been a health elf with a student health centre on campus, a walk leader for Aged Concern, leader of the I Heart volunteering campaign, charities officer on the RAG committee and organiser of the Christmas Shoebox Appeal. Becky's huge achievement in winning the South East Regional National Volunteer Award for Leadership is testament to her outstanding commitment. A local councillor said of Becky, she has shown leadership, commitment, dealing with difficult issues, capability and calmly, and described Becky as a delight and a pleasure to work with. It gives me great pleasure to announce this year's John Hober Award. The winner is Mark Grimmett.
Okay, a big thank you to Hannah and Emma just there, and a big thank you to all of our winners. Very quickly, I'm just going to remind you of the process we go through to decide the winners of these awards. We go through a process of nominations, and we receive huge numbers of nominations for all sorts of things. And then we shorten those down into just a shortlist of a few, the absolute best. And then out of that shortlist, we pick the one winner. So please remember, everyone here that's a nominee tonight, you've all beaten off huge amount of competition to get there, and you all deserve to be credited a huge amount for the work you've done this year. So thank you to everyone, whether you win or not. Okay, next up we have the award for Student Trainer of the Year. I'd like to introduce to the stage a Scottish man with a gold tie. He's the Membership Services Director. His name is Alan Roy.
Thank you very much. There's no speech then. What have we got here? Well, that's a map. That's the election results. Student Trainer of the Year. So we run a comprehensive training and development program here at the Students' Union, you see, and this may be a cliche, but coming to university is a lot more than just getting into debt and sleeping with each other. There are many other opportunities, including the opportunity to learn a thing or two. And tonight's nominees have surpassed that, and they are now passing their expertise on to others. So let's have a look at the nominees. Hannah Pike. You hear Hannah? Yes. Hannah Pike. A girl that one hears before one sees. Hannah is a very interesting girl. She has a wide range of facial expressions, all of them based around smiling inanely. She's been involved in MADTV. She's been involved in MADSOC. Insert your own punchline there, I needn't go on. Tremendous commitment to the student training team. It's not something that she's done previously, but she's taken the time to support all the students' media and the Society Development Training Weekend. On to Frankie Boswell. But feedback there. Frankie Wow Boswell, who is an expert in the different hand positions you can use while presenting a television short. She has the dead crab and the clutching the, well, whatever. Frankie has had tremendous success in training some of the 6 or 7 million academic reps that we've recruited this year. A very important role, and she's also, of course, been instrumental in supporting MADTV. Lucy Butterworth. Now, Lucy is someone who has gained a whole number of skills on her placement year and come back to try and help students in a number of ways. We run all kinds of sessions. An introduction to the use of profanity and swearing while using ULearn, advanced seat location techniques in the library, and a beginner's guide to academic regulations. That is a 6-year course, as well as helping students to become very assertive. So next time a lecturer gets a punch in the face, you can thank Lucy for that. Ross Chisholm and Nick Entwistle. Did we get a shot of him last year? So Nick Ross, who has been responsible for training all the student bar staff in their beginner's guide to booze, and they have a very detailed training session, which I have sat through actually, which explains all the different permutations on how you can go to jail as a member of union bar staff. Their commitment does not end in the classroom. The first Saturday of every month, they always like to give a practical test to all their newly trained staff on dealing with difficult and inebriated customers. So well done there, Nick Ross. And finally, Ben Harper. Ben controls a lot of the cameras, so I only have nice things to say about Ben. The ever-present Ben Harper, who spends hours working on these things, only for the venerable Mr. Tolley to break them minutes before we go on air. He's not here tonight, so we're probably still streaming. You're all right. It's a very technical thing, camera and editing. A lot of people think that these little snippets go together really easy. It doesn't. You're honestly looking about 10 times longer to actually edit it than it does to the finished product, and it's a real skill. So thank you to Ben. So on to the winner, and the winner of this year's award is Lucy Butterworth. Congratulations.
Thank you. Another round of applause. Thank you very much to the ever-entertaining Alan Roy and the excellent Lucy Butterworth. Now, without further ado, I'll move on to our next award, or our next set of awards. They are the Society Awards. They will be presented by this year's Vice President Societies and next year's President, Osama Salih.
Hello everyone. Wow, it's a bit loud. Okay, before I start, I'd like to thank you all for coming. So it's already been said. Thank you, Malcolm. I'm going to be reading a lot of this because I don't want to miss anything. It's been a fantastic year to work with all the societies and committees this year. It's been a very successful year for Society Awards, activities and events during this year. It's very difficult to pick out the highlights of the year, but this includes another fantastic Eye Festival, several exceptional live broadcasts, as we are on one now. Also, there's been brilliant and ambitious performances that all societies have done throughout the year. Loads of cultural debates, discussions and popular refreshers and refreshers fairs. I've seen societies develop and grow throughout the year. I'm really proud that I've worked with the societies throughout this year. Every committee member has done a brilliant job with looking after their societies throughout the year. You've all done a fantastic job, and the evidence is done by the great difficulty societies exec had with this year's decision making of the awards. It's essential to the vibrancy and the diversity. As you can see, they're big words, so I'm taking my time with them. So it's essential to the vibrancy and diversity of our Students' Union to have all of these different societies on campus. We'll first make a start with the Best Society Committee Member Award. This award recognizes the contribution of outstanding society committee member. A society committee is usually made up of three main positions, if you're not aware of. There's the president, vice president, or secretary, and there's the treasurer. All committee members must work together to run a successful society. However, sometimes the person deserves a highlight and outstanding recognition. This year's nominees are Kirsty Stubbs from RAG, Becky Robinson, or Rebecca Robinson, from RAG as well, Ben Harper from MADTV, Emily Waters, Musical Theatre, Bakita Casada from The Stag, and Eunice Jaggi. I think I got it right. Okay. The amount of very strong nominations for this award has shown a great impact for the individuals that have been nominated. Every nominee has clearly made a massive contribution to their committee. This year we should congratulate all of them for this hard work. So I'd like to make a round of applause for everyone. The winner of this year's award is Bakita Casada. Congratulations, Bakita. Okay, our next award is the most active society member. This award is given to someone who doesn't sit in the committee of these societies, but who gives up their time and huge efforts to make the society a success. This year's nominees are Jamie Dooley from RAG, Jack White from The Stag, Riza Rahman, Dan Fryer, Tom Golding, Tom from The Stag, Chris Lamb, Peter Budd, Sophie Stokes, and Avnet Arora. I hope I said that right as well. All these nominees have balanced busy student lives in order to make sure they make the most out of their society. And I know they'll all go and do a fantastic job in their future. This year's winner for the society committee, non-committee, sorry. This year's winner is Jack White. Congratulations, Jack. The last of our individual society awards is for Best President. Every year we receive an incredibly strong set of nominations for this award, and they're decided by a really strong process of elimination. The qualities of a good president include outstanding leadership, the ability to inspire others, and being able to include people into the society and moving forward. This year's nominees are Emily Bolland, aka M. Bolland, from Gospel Choir, Mariam Nasir from The Stag, Tunde, or Isaac, from ACS, Mike Duval from Stage Crew, Ed Ross Batty from Dance Music Society, Chris Medley from Music Theatre Society, Catherine Rattle from Law Society, Lawrence Williams from MADTV, Claire Wilkie from MADTV, and Mani Nanak Shahi from ISA, Indian Student Association. A huge number of nominees are made this year, as you can see from the shortlist. I wish to thank them all for being here and for all their hard works for this year. So I'll take a round of applause to all of them again. As you can see, they're all outstanding and fantastic individuals who deserve all the credit that they've done for their hard work this year. But as we all know, there can only be one winner. This year's winner for Best President is Chris Medley. Congratulations, Chris. Okay, we now move on to Society Awards section for the night. I'd like to welcome on stage Trudy Shearer, who's our Society's Chair for the year. Trudy, do you want to join me to help give the awards? Thank you. Okay, the award for Most Improved Society of the Year recognizes the society who developed the most in the year. Our nominees cover a wide range of societies, from the new and to the established societies. It takes energy and enthusiasm to make big changes to a society in just 1 year. And all of our nominees deserve a big congratulations. This year's nominees are Psychology Society, The Stag, Gospel Choir, Scythe, Musical Theatre Society, and Indian Student Association. I'm pleased to announce this year's winner is Gospel Choir. Okay, our next award is for International Society of the Year. Our international societies are incredibly important to Surrey, as they represent the diversity of the student population on campus and at Surrey. Their enthusiasm for their culture is essential to their members and can act as a home away from home. I got that one right. This year's nominees are Indian Student Association, Pakistani Student Association, Bangladeshi Society, and African Caribbean Society. The winners for this year's International Society is African Caribbean Society. Congratulations, ACS. Our next award is for Arts Society of the Year. The arts are increasing in popularity at Surrey. We now have a vibrant arts scene which demonstrates student interest of all things artistic, from musicals going to theatre, plays, and live music as well. This year's nominees have been Gospel Choir, MADTV, Musical Theatre Society, and the Dance Music Society. It's been very difficult again to choose from those winners, those nominees, and from a variety range, as you can see. This year's winner has been chosen by the society exec, is Dance Music Society.
Sometimes I feel I've got to run away, I've got to get away from the pain you drive into the heart of me. The love we share seems to go nowhere, and our love's not right. For I toss and turn, I can't sleep at night. Once I read to you, now I run from you. The tender love you're giving, I give you all the girl can give you. Take not, give back,
Congratulations, DMS. Okay, our next award is for Faith and Religious Society. This year, all of our faith and religious societies have shown a presence on campus. There have been two nominees for the Faith and Religious Award. Obviously, there's been the Christian Union, who's shown a very good presence on campus, week in, week out, at the Students' Union, helping out students, giving them teas and coffees, and also raising an awareness. There's also the Islamic Student Association, who's done the Islamic Awareness Week and have been on campus helping out. I'm proud to announce this year's winner for the Faith and Religious. It's Islamic Society. Sorry for not being prepared for that. Okay, departmental societies are next. Departmental societies bring course mates together to do socials, have events, and also make a sense of family within the courses at Surrey. This is very essential for the student experience, which makes it very important to acknowledge all the departmental societies we have. This year's nominees for the departmental societies are Law Society, Bioscience Society, Civil Engineering Society, Psychology Society, Chemistry Society, and Theatre Studies Society. A wide variety of nominees which represent fields of diverse subjects available at Surrey. I'm proud to say that this year's winner is Psychology Society. Okay, we now move on to Special Interest Society of the Year. As the title suggests, Special Interest Society cater for activities which do not necessarily fulfill any of the other societies' criteria within the Union. These societies cover all manner of issues and encourage their members to take part in a wide range of activities. This year's nominees are SIFE and PR Society. This year's winner is SIFE, which stands for Surrey and Free Enterprise. So can I have them on stage? Okay, our next award is for Student Run Service of the Year. I'd like to welcome on stage James Wilkinson, who's a society exec, to help give this award. Okay, student services are groups that are the that constitute the service provided to the students at Surrey. They provide a support mechanism here at Surrey. These are societies which essential of students. It's very essential to students, and are the media we have here, the welfare, and provide provision to the fundraising activities we have on campus. This year's nominees are MADTV, GU2, and the Stag, our three medias. All of these services make up the student media at Surrey. They should be. I should be able to congratulate all of them three, but there's only going to be one winner, as we know. I can't even say who it is. Oh my God. Okay, our next winner, or this winner for this year's student-run service is MADTV. Okay, our final award is the big one for societies, which we've all been waiting for. It's great to read so many variety of nominations this year, and enthusiasm of all nominators was very outstanding. People who nominated their society for this award really do have a strong bond with their committees and colleagues, and a huge dedication to the achievement they had this year. So I'd like to read the shortlisted societies for Best Society of the Year. Musical Theatre Society, GU2 Radio, and Dance Music Society. I'd like to also congratulate every single society who have done a magnificent job this year for all the efforts and the fantastic things they've done. I hope all of you continue to evolve during the future and work with Jake, your next VP Societies, on that. The winner of this year's Best Society Award is Musical Theatre Society. Okay, before I hand over to Malcolm, I'd like to thank the Society's exec. I'd like to welcome them all on stage with Trudy. Society exec, can you please come up? Adam, James, Ramin, Trudy. James, here we go. Ramin, Stan. There you go. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, now over to you, Malcolm. Thank you.
Your book back.
Yep, thank you.
Can we have a thank you again to all of our award winners there? It's quite interesting. I've just had a few minutes to kind of stand there and watch, and I'm getting kind of different sections of the crowd here. We've got our VIPs at the front who all have their booklets out, and they're all going, well done, chap. Good work. And then we've got kind of our whooping zone. It's kind of centred around Hannah Pike. And then when we kind of have our upstanding ladies and gents around here. Anyway, time has rushed by. It is now time for a refreshments break. We'll be starting back in 20 minutes. There is food just up there. Enjoy the break.